we're going to get started. So first up, if you all can give a round of applause to Mission High School. I'm going to ask them in a second. All right.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Keaton.
My name is Eva.
And I'm Lofton.
So today we'll be giving a presentation about the struggles of senior year. So me and my group decided to pick this topic because we noticed that it's really important to all of us and to people around us. So today through this presentation we hope that we can show you our point of view and to see if you guys can help us in any way possible to make this project successful.
So I'm going to just give a little background information about myself. I have actually been a victim of gentrification, and that was during my 11th grade year, and that's when I started becoming late to school. But then it was a problem for me in 11th grade, but then in 12th grade, as we all know, you might actually not walk the stage if you were too late, because it happened to me before where I was late multiple times, and my family actually received a truancy letter, which is basically if a student surpasses a number of lates or absences, that's when you get that letter, kind of like warning your parents that your kid is, he or she are like absent this much, and this will cause you to either go to court and eventually jail. So my father, as an immigrant, he took that pretty serious because when he read the word jail, it didn't appeal to him that much. And so it's been a problem, and I have to come to school from far every day. And so this year, it helped me a little bit because I have a free period in the morning, which helps me get to school. But what I want to happen is when we mention later the solutions we have for these problems for students, we really want you to listen, because I wish that this would never happen to any student after me, because it has gotten me to a level where my academics dropped really hard because of me being late or absent, and without even having the control over it. So yeah, thank you.
So as Keenan touched upon, being absent and tardiness is a real problem. And it's not just for kids. You're going to be rushing to get to places on time until the day that you die. In fact, 38% of the students at Mission High School are considered truant, and like you said, that's when you accumulate a certain number of absences or tardies, and you get a letter sent home to your parents. Now, we have to ask why these people are being truant. Of course, there are some students who don't really care for education and who just don't want to put in the work or the time and get to school. But then there are also other students who have different priorities. As we become adults and as we mature, different things in our life start to take like the number one spot, stuff that we need to do. It can also even be a cultural thing. 32% of African American students at our school are considered chronically absent. And being chronically absent is having an attendance rate under 90%. And these students also end up missing 250,000 minutes of instructional time a year. Now, only 27% of Latin students are chronically absent, but they lose more than double this number in 730,000 instructional minutes. So we got to ask why this is. It can be a cultural thing. I have a lot of Latin friends who their families, I know, put having a job and making money at this exact moment over the education because they need it right now. And we need to be able to give support and just push these students onto the road to success. And we're really hoping that you guys can help us with some ideas, add to our ideas, and we're just here to say it to you guys.
So we know you may be thinking, how can we help that situation change? So me and my group came up with some ideas. We came up with a couple. We're pretty sure you guys will have more. So one of them was a 20-minute grace period. So you know how in finals they give you a 20-minute grace period to get to your class so you can take your final? So we decided, hey, what if we give that to the students so they can get to their class, so they can be on time to their class? So that's one of them. Another one was will we be able to give the students 2 free periods? In most of the schools, they give them that already. So we were thinking, hey, what if we let them place them wherever they can? They'll be able to put them in before any class that they think that they need to catch up on. So that was another one. Another one was that we find advisors and tutors that will be able to meet with the students one-on-one that need help with any specific thing. Because if we were to give a whole class one tutor, will the tutor really be able to give every student the specific attention?
And we've actually noticed, because I checked in with my principal from my school who actually goes to a lot of board meetings, and on the schedule of their board meetings, there is always that 20-minute grace period. And I've noticed that, and I asked him about it, and he told me that, it's labeled as a 20-minute time to settle in and socialize and get snacks or whatever. So for us, we want that to get to school. So, yeah. Thank you.
So now, is there any questions? Anything clarified?
Nice.
All right, thank you.
So they stay up there, right, for the questions? Yeah.
So if you have a 20-minute grace period, what happens to the students that take advantage of them? How would you help?
So your question was if they will take advantage of the 20-minute grace period. Do you want to say?
So we do know that some students are gonna take that for granted or try to use it in their own way. But what we're trying to say here that some students, if they don't have that, then we're gonna have a lot of students in my school that won't graduate, and we already have had that before. And so what we can do is through those 20-minute grace periods, we can have this time set up strictly for if you are in that class, you have to be working on something, and whether you choose to get to school at that time or not, the school's not going to be able to force you to get to that 20-minute grace period and do your work. But for that 20-minute grace period, if you get to school before that, then there should be something set up for you to do as a student, and we will help with that actually.
Have you asked teachers about how they feel about the 20-minute grace period?
I'm sorry, what was it?
Have you asked teachers how they feel about the 20-minute grace period?
So your question was, if anybody didn't hear, if we've asked teachers how they feel about the 20-minute grace period, and I haven't personally asked any teachers, but I feel that a lot of teachers at Mission High School are very oriented in having students succeed. They really care about the students, and so I think that anything that they see that would be beneficial for the students, that they would be happy to let us have. Are there any more questions?
So to clarify, your goal is to reduce the amount of chronic absences throughout your school?
Yes.
And also we have many problems. There are many problems to senior year besides just being late. But in my school, this is what we try to focus on because it is something that's really stopping in the way of people going to college or actually taking the next step in their life. Because graduating high school is important whether you're going to college or not, because it is that big step of your life. And in my school, it's tardiness, but there are many more problems like financial problems and all that.
So that's it.
Audience, ask the audience if they have questions.
Does anybody have
And I'm asking
questions?
the whole room.
Yeah.
What time does your school start?
If you don't have any periods off, it starts at 7:55 or 8, yeah? And then if you have, because we have block schedules sometimes, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays, if any day you don't have first or fourth period, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays it's first, second, and third period, and then advisory. And then on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Mondays we get all classes, and then Wednesdays and Fridays we get fourth, fifth, and sixth. So what happens is that if you have first and fourth off, you actually, on any day besides Monday, you get to come to school at 9:45, which helps a lot of students.
Yes.
What will you be using the money for?
We would be using the money, or the question was what we would be using the money for, and we would be using the money for to create programs or hire people, or even just have rooms and have materials for students who don't get the support that they need or the motivation that they want.
Yeah, and that grace period is also going to require classrooms, going to require a system to be set up for students to go to a certain classroom and sit and spend that 20 minutes. So it all needs funds, and we're also going to fund some solutions like the Peer 101 or the Tutor 101 with the students. because we have something like that, but it's not really like one-on-one. Students, I've seen some students that are my friends that personally have a tutor they can like text and talk to, and these people have went far in life, and I've seen them do so much, and I would love to have that. So that's why me and my group came up with that as a result or as a solution.
Great. Well, we have
Okay, and then just a quick little reminder, if your phones are on, please put them on vibrate or off.
I'll put it